Attack 2022. As the curtain comes down on 2021 and we're ushering in a new year, I see opportunities and possibilities for us to begin afresh and to make sure that we make 2022 a breakthrough year. So that's exactly what I'm talking to you about today. Hello, welcome to the Half Hour with Jonah Mungoshi, and today our topic is Attack 2022. How to achieve breakthrough in 2022. We're talking about planning, strategizing for the new year, and making sure that we start on a high note. And within the first 2 or 3 months, we've already set the tone for what will become a breakthrough year. So first things first, let us review our 2021 as it gives us the foundation, the basis upon which we can build into 2022. So I've got 6 areas here of review that I want you to take very seriously, because unless you do your review seriously, you run the risk of living the same year over and over and over, where you have lived 5 years, but in fact it's just 1 year repeated 5 times. How do you avoid that? You reflect, you look at what is happening, you learn from your experiences, and having learned those lessons, you apply those lessons in your life going forward. So here are the 6 areas I want you to think about. Number 1, effort. I want you to think about the effort that you put into achieving your goals in 2021. On a scale of 1 up to 10, how much effort did you put? Was it a 10 out of 10? Was it a 9 out of 10? Was it a 1 out of 10? It's of utmost importance that you rate yourself in terms of your effort. Number 2, clarity. How clear were you on your goals in 2021? If I'm to ask you, what are the 2 or 3 main goals that you were pursuing in 2021? Can you tell me those clearly, articulately, without stammering or stuttering, without saying and you can say, hey, my 2 goals for 2021 were A and B, and this is what I achieved. On a scale of 1 up to 10, how clear were you on your goals? Number 3, consistency. To what extent did you stay the course? If you started the year maybe with a New Year resolution, with certain goals you wanted to achieve, wakaramba wakatsungirira ere pama goals iwayo, or somehow you slackened, you got lazy, you got distracted, and you started pursuing a different goal. So that consistency is directly correlated or related to the success that you achieved. Kutsungirira ikoko on one thing, kunoita kuti ubudirire on whatever you're doing. So if you keep changing, then chances are you'll just be achieving mediocre success or even failure because you keep changing. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how consistent have you been in sticking to your goals during the year 2021? Moving on to number 4, innovation. How innovative were you in 2021? Wakaedza here kuitawo zvimwe zvinhu zvitsva, mafungiro matsva, a new plan. If you didn't try any innovation, then chances are you did not set yourself up for achieving different results, because different results come from different actions. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how innovative were you? How creative? Wakauya nemaidea manyowani here, wakafunga zvitsva, wakaedza zvitsva here. In fact, kufunga, it's okay, but we're more interested in what you actually did. Having thought about it, did you implement any new ideas? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your rating? Number 5, results. Now, I always say results don't lie. If you look at the results that you achieved in 2021, the actual results that you got, whether these are financial results, whether these are results in terms of improving your knowledge and your skill, acquiring a course, a degree, setting up a business, where you'd set a goal out of a business by this day. Have you done that? Maybe a side hustle, maybe relationships that you wanted to strengthen. On a scale of 1 to 10, to what extent did you manage to achieve your results? Do you give yourself a 3 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10? It's up to you. But be honest with yourself. And finally, growth. Sometimes we don't get the results that we want, but in the process, we grow. We learn important lessons that we can then build on. So if you look at the growth, if you say in terms of my knowledge, in terms of my skills, in terms of my wisdom, how did I grow in 2021? On a scale of 1 up to 10, what mark do you give yourself in terms of growth? So those are the 6 areas in which I would like you to seriously look into yourself, do an introspection, zvitanangure zviongorore kuti ndakaita sei mugore ra2021. And let me repeat them. It's effort, that's number 1. Clarity, that's number 2. Consistency is number 3. Innovation or creativity is number 4. Results is number 5. And growth is number 6. Having done that, we are now ready to hit 2022 with a big stick, to start on a high note, to attack 2022. And if you're interested in that, stay tuned and I'll see you on the other side.
Back, Jonah is on the line now. It's a bit of introspection and we want to attack 2022, but keep it 100.4 FM. Yeah, I'm never bad, Papa, but getting one of say just after this break.
This festive season, we're spending less time on the gram and more time with our grands and fam. We're binging less on screen time and more on the face-to-face time.
So nice of you to join us.
Why watch the clock TikTok when you can get lost in each other's instant stories? Let's comment and subscribe to each other's real-life moments. Fill our feed with real food and share the things that we like over a glass of Coke. Because Christmas is magic when we share it. Coca-Cola, real magic.
Capital 100.4 FM, Harare's Heartbeat. If you just joined us, thank you so much for making us your station of choice. It is a segment that we call Half Hour with Jonah Mogoshi, and he's saying attack 2022. But before you attack 2022, there's something that you need to do, an introspection of sorts. Hey, I wonder how many of you have scored highly on this one. But let me just say hi, Jonah. How are you doing?
Fine, Glenda. How are you doing? Hi, listeners.
It's great to have you on the show, hey?
Awesome. Awesome to be closing the year on the show, having started, 13, 14 weeks ago? Yeah.
Indeed, man. Super exciting times. But as well, you said we need to attack 2022, and we need to have some sort of introspection, looking at ourselves and being honest with ourselves to see what did we really achieve in the year 2021. But here's the thing. So many people come up with resolutions starting year on that note where they're thinking, okay, this is what I want to try and do. But along the way, we drop the ball somehow. Consistency is one of those things that a lot of people struggle with. But I'm looking at myself and I'm trying to figure out, I really scored lowly on this one.
On which one? Consistency?
Oh my God. I think for me, consistency. Innovation. I didn't try anything new in this year.
I see.
I don't think anything,
Yeah.
So yeah, but here's the thing, we come up with resolutions, but along the way we drop the ball somehow.
In some cases, your plan dies immediately after birth. Because if we go to the point where you actually made that decision, if you hadn't given serious thought to what you want to do, and if you didn't have a strong enough motivation, and for me the motivation is the reason why. Why do you want to achieve this goal? If that is not clear, then your motivation is low. Kana usina chikonzero chine mutsindo chekuti ndiri kuda kuita izvi, simba racho rekuramba uchizviita rinoderera. So it is of utmost importance that at this point, right here where we are now, is where our 2022 goals will either survive or die. Because this is an important reflection moment yekuti ndiri kuda kuita chi, uye why do I want to do it? And also, success, nothing succeeds like success. So if you start now and you set an immediate action and you start taking that action, the chances that you'll continue to take action are much higher than if right now you don't even take any action, but you're saying, I'm not 2022 nishada kudai, but you are not starting with the first action you need to take in order for you to make sure that that 2022 goal you've got will be realized. So it starts from setting the goal. Our goals dying a premature death right at inception because we are not clear on what we want to do. We don't have a strong enough motivation. We are not taking an immediate action that gets us to gather momentum. Those are critical points. Back to you.
All right, so I'm just thinking, Kuti, you're actually saying as well, Kuti, what happens for many is that they are repeating years, like Pamwagato Muna 2021, but they're still in 2019, somewhere there. But I'm trying to figure out here, chingaita kuti motivation yacho yo irambe iripo chi, because for some odd reason, it's no motivation, John.
Yeah. Well, it's a combination of factors, but I can give you some of them right here. In fact, let's put it this way. Firstly, that point I mentioned, yekuti chikonzero chauri kuitira. If the reason is strong enough, you're likely to stay with it. If it's a matter of life or death, you will stay with it, right? I've got a goal to make sure I raise enough money to pay rent because I'll be chucked out and I'll live on the street. So you'll find that when it's like that, you stay the course because you have no option. But let's say issues to do with growth. But where I am, my salary is kind of okay. It's. I mean, I'm not excited about it. I'm not living the life that I desire, but I'm getting on by. So that tendency to put up with, to tolerate, to just get by can be difficult to move out of because there isn't any major significant repercussion if you don't take action. But what then happens is you don't grow. You are pretty much stagnant. And hence, I've said in the past, some people die maybe at 27, 28, but are only buried when they're in their 80s when they stop breathing because they stopped growing, they stopped stretching out of their comfort zone. So a certain amount of effort is needed for you to get uncomfortable with where you are so that you stretch. You are not just doing things because it's a matter of life or death, or it's an existential threat, as they would say, or it's of such significance like being chucked out of the place you're renting. But you're saying, no, right now I am being driven by my aspiration, by the possibilities and opportunities that exist, and I'm making myself uncomfortable enough to the extent that I will take action to get out of this comfort zone. I don't know if that helps.
Makes a lot of sense as well. But what else do we need to understand about setting goals, getting into a brand new year, and ensuring that you achieve everything that you set out?
All right, so let me give you a process leading on from what we have already just discussed. I've looked at many goal-setting methodologies and templates and frameworks out there, and I've come up with a very simple one that I've tried for a number of years, and it seems to work for most people who hate complexity. So the starting point is a declaration, right? Way back, 1980, shows you how old I am. The government of Zimbabwe used to have this practice where at the beginning of the year, they would have a declaration. So 1980, you wouldn't know this, right? Here is history I'm teaching you. 1980, Rangariri Gorere Masimba Evanu, the year of the people's power. 1981, Rangariri Gorere Kutsigira Masimba Evanu. So I'm saying for you, I want you to start with a declaration. Very simple, but profound. Where you say 2022 is the year I will, and then you finish that sentence. So, okay. Glenda, 2022 is the year you will, dash, dash, dash. Don't tell me now, right? I don't want to put you on the spot. I want you to give it enough thought. But if you are to finish that in one sentence, that declaration is important. It's of utmost importance because what I have found out is that when you make such a declaration and you mean it, with every cell in your body. You mean it with not only your heart and your brains, but with your soul. I've seen that when you do that, when you make that commitment, the universe conspires to help you. Events will occur. Coincidences will happen. People will come into your life, particularly if you are acting on it every single day. Something has to give. So don't underestimate the power of making that declaration. When those prophets say, I declare and decree, right, whilst a lot of them are false prophets, there is some power to you declaring what you will be, what you want to be, what you want to do. So that's the starting point. If you're listening to me right now, take a pen and paper or use your gadget, your cell phone, your iPad. Write down 2022 is the year I will, and then complete that sentence. That's number one. Okay. Number two. Let's unpack the motivation. So I want you to write, I will, dash, 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 filling that with whatever you wrote in the first sentence. I will become a chartered accountant. I will complete this task, or whatever it is. I'll set up a business. or I will make sufficient money from my side hustle that I'll resign, whatever it is, right? And then follow that with a statement that starts with the word because. I will do this because. Now, that's of utmost importance because that's the fuel to your fire. Why will you do this? So be honest with yourself. Because I'm sick and tired of struggling to make ends meet. Because I am sick and tired of being jumped for promotion because I lack the necessary qualifications. Because I am fed up. Because I believe I have a God-given mission to do A, B, C, D, and I'm deferring it. Because my laziness has led me to a situation where I am unhappy. Because I've been cheating on my partner and it has brought me to a situation where my marriage is at stake. I don't care what you write, but you need a motivation. Be honest with yourself. What is the push? Why are you going to do it? Those two will probably determine 90% of the success or failure of your resolution. How clear are you on your declaration? And what is the motivation? Is it a strong enough motivation for you to take action? Are we together so far? Let me pause. I've got 3 other points
Absolutely.
to raise on that. But
Absolutely. Let's go through the other points. I think we are following, and I think we are on the same page here.
Fantastic. So the next thing that I recommend is that you decide on an immediate, significant action you can take. I just call it immediate action. This is an action you are going to take as soon as possible, which moves you a step closer to achieving your declaration. You don't wait until tomorrow. You don't wait until next week or until the new year. It's an immediate action you will start taking now. Why? Because a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. Right. And that first step, you cannot take the 10th or the 2nd or the 100th without taking the first step. But that first step helps you to start gathering what I call momentum. Momentum is when you're moving in such a way that it takes effort to stop you. But you know, tanga the first step. So what is the immediate action you're going to take? And this action must be an action that you can take right now, where you are, with the resources you have. Don't say, I will take this action. I want an action you can take with the resources you have right now, right here, where you are. What is the immediate action you can take immediately after listening to this program? And I want you to take that action without fail. So that is number 3. We say declaration, where you say 2022 is the year I will ... That's number 1. And then we say motivation, where you say I will ... because. And then you fill in that because. That's your motivation. And then immediate action. And immediate action you will start taking with the resources you have immediately after listening to this broadcast. Number 4, habits. I want you to write down 3 habits you will work on developing so that throughout 2022, you are practicing those habits. Why is this important? Because we succeed or fail as a result of our habits. As human beings, adults, we are creatures of habits. At first, we make our habits, then our habits make us. Once you've made that habit and it's deeply ingrained in you, it's automatic. You are no longer making effort. But once you are addicted, you don't make any effort. You'll have to make an effort to stop it. Okay? So I want you to decide on 3 habits you will adopt. And remember, to create a habit, you have to make effort. A lot of effort. Some people say you need to repeat something 21 times consistently before it becomes a habit. I think it even takes longer from my experience. And the other facilitating factors. But for now, let's stick to that. What 3 habits will you adopt or change or drop even if you had bad habits in order for you to make your declaration a reality? And finally, number 5, what support will you have? If possible, have someone that you can call your accountability partner, a confidant, somebody whom you know you can trust, and they've got your back covered, and they celebrate your success rather than believing in or practicing pull him or pull her down. Someone who will be in your corner, the kind of person who, if you got arrested, so somebody that you know believes in your success. You might not have. If you don't have, it's fine. They don't take a risk, right? But if you have somebody like that in your life, then share this with them and ask them to support you, and you support them as well in their goals. It works better if that person also has a goal that they're trying to pursue. So that's a very simple framework, but highly effective for attacking 2022 and making sure that you increase your chances of achieving breakthrough in 2022. Back to you, Glenda.
Lovely. So I just want to take you back to something that you spoke about. Maybe you can help us understand or maybe pick out certain things that we do that could be stopping us from succeeding or dropping the ball somehow. You spoke about habits, and you spoke about us choosing 3 habits that we could develop, drop, or change. Are there certain habits that certain people have that they should drop, that are toxic or that stop them from succeeding? Maybe you could give us examples of bad habits that stop people from succeeding.
All right.
Or achieving whatever they've said.
Yeah. So let me start off by saying the habits I want you to do, I want you to come up with, must be very personal to you, right? If you look at your life, if you look at what I would call the themes, recurring themes in your life, you'll see that there are certain things you do over and over again. And if you're really honest, brutally honest with yourself, you will be able to identify areas in which you self-sabotage. So some people, I was talking to my colleague, Coach Taffy, yesterday, and he was telling me of somebody that he knows. It's actually a couple who are gifted in terms of attracting money. They constantly get into situations where they seem to be fortunate enough to attract money into their lives one way or the other. But their spending habits are terrible because after having made sufficient money to maybe even go on holiday in Paris, they come back and they are having to borrow for school fees for their kids. And sometimes it gets to an extent to where debt collectors come and get furniture from their houses and their belongings. So that is a habit, and it's recurring. And unless you face it and you attack it, it will continue. You'll continue to be a victim. So I want you to look at habits that are personal to you, but there are some general habits that we know that are not good for you or that do not augur well for your success. So, for example, if you don't have a habit of taking action, just taking action, where you come up with a plan, you say, I'm going to do this, and you do it. If you don't have a habit of taking action, that will bite you. It will prevent you from achieving your success, or, well, in a best case scenario, it will delay you achieving the success that you deserve. You can have a habit of spending more than you earn. You will always be in debt, and chances are loan sharks. So if you're living beyond your means, that is a habit that is likely to bite you. Even something like timekeeping, managing your time. If you spend inordinate amounts of time, maybe 3 hours a day on TikTok, that is eating into your 24 hours a day, and you can't expand your time. So those are just generalized examples, but I want you to think about yourself and identify at a personal level habits that you need to develop, habits that you need to drop, habits that you need to change. I hope that helps.
So, yeah, it does. Absolutely. I was about to talk about that part where you spoke about taking action right now with the available resources. Because I need a lot of money, or the situation in the country won't allow me to do certain things. But I love the fact that you're talking about us doing what we can with available resources. Take action.
True. So
right
okay, somebody can say, I need a lot of money. And my question is, what are you doing to get that money? What are you doing to convince people with money that you deserve that money? What proof have you shown? What evidence is there that with the little resources you have shown resourcefulness, that is ability to use those resources at an optimum level, higher than average, higher than normal, or you have shown me that you're innovative. You have come up with new ideas that show, and all of this involves you taking action. It might be an action where you're contacting someone and say, hey, link me up with somebody. It might be a phone call you're making to a potential investor in your business. It might be a phone call you're making to a potential partner. Let's start a business. It might be a meeting you're setting up with something. It might be a proposal you're writing, but you are doing something. For crying out loud, do something. And that's what I'm saying.
Something. Everybody shut it down. What would be your parting shots as we're getting into a brand new year? I know this particular segment is our last installment for the year, and we'll probably link up sometime in January around the 5th day. What would be your parting shots as we're stepping into a brand new year, attacking 2022?
Right. What I would say is that the person you will be by the end of 2022, assuming that God gives you the gift of life for one more year, will be determined primarily by the decisions you will have made and the actions you will have taken. Your future is in your hands. Make the right decisions, take the right action, and you will make 2022 a breakthrough year. Before I go, just quickly, in case you're interested in getting more of this stuff, you can hook up with the Success Family, and the number to send your name to via WhatsApp is 0775 190 718. So if you want more of this material, recordings from this session, and even transcripts of some of the material I present, please send your name via WhatsApp to this number. I'll repeat it, 0775 190 718. Have a Merry Christmas, prosperous 2022, but make that 2022 your breakthrough year. Attack 2022. Thanks. I'm out of here.
Nice one, and congratulations. You take this one home today. Seems like your song has outclassed mine. I had chosen Lucky Doers, The Way It Is.
But, okay.
You win today.
So, Zimbabwe. Yeah. It's Zimbabwe, you know. That song is just so loaded with meaning. I could go on forever telling you why I chose that song. But yes, I beat you today.
Nice one. But just in brief, why this one?
It talks about unity, and today is Unity Day in Zimbabwe, and how important it is for us to be united, to overcome our little problems. Arm in arm together, we fight a bitter struggle. We are attacking 2022. So, you know, that the metaphor of the battle just resonated with me, and I felt, yes, this is the right song. And yeah, and I beat you hands down. I beat you this time.
Nice one. So I'll see you next year, and happy holiday. Someone says, hi, Glenda and Jonah. Thank you so much for the final session of this year. Next year, we will be testifying of great things. Take care.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Nice.
Bye for now.